Hello, friends. How are you? Welcome back to the channel. I hope your week is off to a great start. So, I've noticed recently that many fellow players, especially those who are new to the game, seems a little confused about how build mode works in inZOI. And that gave me an idea. Why not create a tutorial that hopefully clears things up and maybe even teach you a couple of tips and tricks along the way? Now, build mode is a pretty big topic and there's a lot to cover. So to make things easier, I decided to break it up into shorter video, kind of like a chapter. So in each one, I'll go over a different part of build mode, explaining everything to the best of my knowledge and experience. I'll be releasing a new video every couple of days, so if you don't want to miss any, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know as soon as the new chapter is out. Just a quick note before we jump in. As many of you already know, English is not my first language, so bear with me while I do my best to explain things clearly. But if there's anything that isn't clear, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. I'll be happy to reply with a better explanation. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, we're in game and we got lots to cover. So first of all, there are two ways that you can build in inZOI. First one is the build studio. That's basically what we got when the demo dropped just right before the early access was available. You will have no environment, no neighbor, it's just gonna be you and the house. And this is what you get when you open it. It's this kind of a preset of a house, of a small house. And if you want to build in here, everything you're going to need to do is delete all. And then you will have a practical, let's say, map on how big the house is going to be. So if you're going to build in here, please make sure that the houses you build never cross the S5 square, because as far as I understood, this one is the bigger lot that we have in the game. So if then you want to use that house in game, you won't be able to place it anywhere because it will be way bigger than the biggest lot we have. So for example, this one is the last house I built and is the biggest, if I'm not wrong, one of the biggest. And as you can see, it fit barely inside the S5 square. So I guess this one are for dimension and even to give you a perspective, because as you can see, as I said before, you have nothing around you. So normally people like to build in here because they won't have, when they load the game, the ZOI walk around and do their things. But for me, I personally prefer to build in game. So let's get in game and let's get to the basic. Here we are. So how do we get from this screen into build modes? You can either click the icon for build mode or click the I key from your keyboard like this, and you're gonna be redirect to build mode. So if you want to get out, you can go back or again press the I key and you will be back into game mode. So as you can see, as soon as you get into into build mode, you have few things popping around. The first one is here on the right, is the camera suggestion to show you how you can navigate your screen. So you can either move yourself with the free camera using W, S, A, and D to move forward, backward, left, and right. And you can use Q and E to move your visual lower or higher. The same thing can be done by the mouse clicking. So if you left click, you can move around easily forward, backward, left, and right. And if you use the right click, you can then freely navigate the entire lot, kind of the same what we do in The Sims 4 when we click the wheel of the mouse. To zoom in and out, just use the scroll wheel on your mouse, pretty standard. And if you want to hide the user interface, just press Ctrl, Shift, and U, and all the menus will disappear. It's perfect for taking clean screenshot or recording video, and once you're done, to bring everything back, simply press again the same key, Ctrl, Shift, U, and everything is back to normal. Just above, you'll find the time of the day control panel. It's super useful in build mode, not only for taking amazing screenshots, but also during the entire build process. For example, it will help you to check if you added enough lights inside the house or see how your wall color look like in the shadow. And I think it's pretty cool that this panel allows free manipulation instead of limiting you to a few presets. It gives you a lot more creative freedom. Next, we have the top bar where you'll find all the main tools to navigate through build modes. Starting with the first one, which controls the wall visibility. Let me quickly create a room to show you how it works. Alright, as you can see, by clicking this button, the walls will either disappear, become partially visible, or stay fully visible. You can also use the N key on your keyboard to cycle through the wall visibility option and press Home key as many times as needed to bring them back. Personally, I like to keep all the walls fully visible at all times so I can clearly see the layout of every room, but of course that's totally up to you. Next, we have the floor up and floor down button. They're pretty self-explanatory. They let you view the upper or lower floor of your build. You can click the icon on the top bar or use the page up and page down key on your keyboard as a quick shortcut. Then we have the camera mode button, which lets you switch to the camera view and change how the legend on the side, on the right hand side work, especially when using the free camera. We already tapped into this at the beginning of the video, so let's move on. Alright, next is the grid on, grid off button. Super simple, you can also just press G on your keyboard to toggle it. Personally, I like to keep the grid on while building the shell of the house and then turn it off when I start furnishing. That way I can better see the floor color and materials without any distraction. Okay, next up is snap on, snap off button. When snap is enabled, object will automatically align to the grid. So for example, if I try to place a bed, the game will snap it into position perfectly aligned with the grid square. This also applies to rotation. When snap is on, the item will rotate in a fixed 45 degrees. You can rotate using the Z and the C key of your keyboard, or alternatively, you can use the right click. But keep in mind that while using the right click of your mouse, the item will always rotate clockwise. Now, if I turn snapping off, the game lets us place and rotate item freely without any restriction. Personally, I usually leave snap on and just hold Alt whenever I want to fine-tune the placement or rotation of an object, something that I'm sure many of you are already used to. Still, I love that the developers add this toggle. It's super helpful for beginner who wants more freedom without needing shortcuts. Okay, next one is the selection tool, and the shortcut for this is V. Personally, I love this because the software I use for work also use V for the selection tool, so it makes my life a lot easier. Fun fact, this is actually the reason why in my Sims 4 speed build, you'll see me sometimes taking random video while building. It's because my muscle memory tricks me and I press V instead of H. But back to the tool itself, it's super simple. It lets you select individual element in the build mode, like a single wall or a piece of furniture and so on. If you want to select an entire room, then the next button is what we need, the room selection tool. The shortcut for it is R. With this tool, you can easily manipulate and customize the dimension of a room, make it bigger or smaller, or move it around to change its position on the lot and even raise it up on a foundation. It is super handy when you're adjusting the overall structure of your build. Little side note, I've noticed that a lot of people get confused between foundation and platform. Right here, what I'm doing is actually raising the floor to create a platform, and you do that by using the selection tool. Foundation usually raise the entire room or house from the ground, while platform lets you raise just the floor level inside the room, creating a split level or a step. It's a small difference, but it's super important when designing interiors. Pretty self-explanatory. You're gonna delete item or single item. Or if you want to delete the entire property, you can simply hit the delete all button. A message will pop up asking if you're sure you want to remove everything, confirm it, and boom, the entire lot is now empty. But don't worry if you do this by mistake. You can always press the undo button up here or use the shortcut Ctrl Z. Right next to it, there is a redo button in case you change your mind again, and the shortcut for that is Control Shift. Next one is Move House. So while you click this one, it's gonna allow you to move the entire house all over the lot. So you're gonna be able to push it forward or backward or position it just in the position that you need. Next to it, we have a very similar button with the key different. This one lets you move the entire property. That means everything currently placed on the lot will be moved together as one. Great. Just like so, this. Next one is a pretty nice addition, I would say. This is a reset property button. If you click on this is gonna allow you to, let's say, reestablish the basic property, like the property how it came with the game. Or you could choose to use your last save property. Then we have the save property preset. You may be wondering what exactly is a preset. It's very simple. Presets are pre-made properties, room or furniture. You'll find some that come with the game and other that you can download from Canvas. If you come from The Sims 4, this will look very familiar to you. It's just like the pre-made room we have in-game, but in inZOI, it's a bit better organized. Here, you can save entire properties, include apartment, single room, or even individual pieces of furniture as a preset. Here's how you do it. Just click on Save as a Preset, position your camera the way you like it, and add a name, a short description, then hit save, and that's it. Your creation will now be available in your preset library. And if you want to share it with others, you can do that right from the same windows. Just click upload to Canvas in the bottom left hand side, and your build will be now available to the community. Now, a lot of people suggest starting your builds using the preset room, but honestly, I don't really see how placing one pre-made room next to another helps you get better at building. Because in the end, you're not actually building, you're just placing pieces that are already done. So my personal advice is to use the preset as an inspiration, look at how it's the furniture, how the space is used, but then challenge yourself to build your own version from scratch. That's how you truly improve as a builder. Last but not least, we have the known build mode issue button. Clicking on it will take you directly to the Steam community page, where you'll find a list of all the currently known issues and all the improvement the devs are already working on. It's a great way to stay updated and see if maybe the issue you're incurring is already on the list or not. And if it's not, please report it. They will be happy to fix it. Okay, so let's move on to our last menu, which is located on the left side of the screen. Here you'll find several key sections. The preset, as we already saw, building menu, the furniture menu, the crafting menu, which includes 3D printer and custom furniture, and finally your inventory. As you can see, I already have a few items in my inventory from the preset house we installed earlier. But if you watched my Nightmare Challenge video, you probably know that the inventory system doesn't quite work as it should be. Okay, guys, that's gonna be all for today. I really hope this introduction to build mode was helpful, and if it was, don't forget to drop me a like. It really helps out the channel more than you know. Also, feel free to share this video with a fellow player who might need a hand with building in inZOI. With that being said, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you all in the next video. Love you, bye!